Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. And here's the meme of the day, brought to you by 5mind.com. You know, it's very clear the Democrats are currently going through an identity crisis right now, and it hasn't exactly been a moment of good PR for them. Dysfunction and infighting never really does look good. And then sprinkle in the fact that it's a communist takeover of the party, yeah, I think we're adding insult to injury here. But as all of this is happening, as obviously the Democrat Party is changing and the new identity is not necessarily forming, but kind of rearing its ugly head, and people are finally seeing the party for what it is, we're seeing a whole lot of denial. A lot of people in the mainstream Democrat circles claiming that, no, of course not. This isn't us. It's a vast right-wing conspiracy theory attempting to make us appear extreme, but we are not. We don't hate America. We aren't communists. We aren't adopting third world Islamic grievance narrative talking points. Well, you know, they can say that all they want. They can attempt to downplay and dismiss what's going on to the best of their capabilities. But folks, there's a lot of things you could run away from, but I don't care how fast you are. You could be as fast as a gazelle. Heck, you could be a SpaceX rocket. You could be as fast as the speed of light. You are not outrunning reality. And that's exactly what's happening here. Reality is catching up. It's finally on display for all to see. This, my friends, is the Democrat Party. At least the modern iteration of it. It's an eclectic crew of unsavory anti-American extremists. Let me show you guys what's going on, starting with a pretty radical connection, actually leading us back to Elizabeth Warren's office. I got some stuff to show you, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, I think it's pretty safe to say that the Democrat Party has completely freaking lost the plot. We've got a very interesting update here. I got this from Right Angle News Network. Former Democrat staffer for Elizabeth Warren, Calla Walsh, attends Ayatollah Khomeini's funeral in Tehran, declaring him to be, quote, the greatest leader of her life.
He was a leader to all people of the world who struggle against imperialism, against arrogance, against Zionism, against genocide. To me, he was the greatest anti-imperialist leader to have lived during my lifetime.
It's absolutely unfreaking believable. And obviously what we're seeing here is this kind of radical snowball effect. We started with naive virtue signaling, all these grievance narratives that started off kind of innocent. Oh, my Black Lives Matter, my defund the police. But they've gone from defund the police to now from the river to the sea, straight into openly mourning and praising some of the worst human beings on the planet. And here we have this little blonde girl who probably started off, you know, wearing the t-shirt, wearing a bunch of little pins, you know, on her little backpack maybe. Ooh, the virtue signaling pins. Gotta let the whole world know that you're a real special little snowflake. But as all this activist LARP stuff became more and more mainstream, of course, you know, these people have to keep pushing the ante. The Overton window kind of naturally shifts, because what was once the next frontier, the edgy point of activism, once that becomes rather mundane and mainstream, you need to do something to again maintain that special little snowflake image that you are so desperately clinging on to. And so it goes from Black Lives Matter to wearing a hijab, apparently, and mourning a theocratic mass murderer because, well, what's in right now, if you're in the fashion world, is wearing chrome hearts and giant inflatable parachute pants. And what's in politically, the political trend, of course, is hating America, and so you gotta take it to the absolute extreme. Oh, Ayatollah Khomeini, this horrible mass murdering tyrant. Apparently, yeah, he's a good guy, because these leftoid morons have latched onto these anti-American and anti-Zionist viewpoints so deeply that now that's basically the only thing steering their compass. You know, it's that clear, and that tends to be a trend that we see with these leftoids. They're not really good at nuance and deep critical thinking. No, it's just give me an enemy and I will go all out against that enemy. We saw that during Donald Trump's initial rise, right? The notion of Trump derangement syndrome, well, that's the one thing that united them. That's what steered them. Again, kind of like cult members. And now it's the same thing with these anti-American tropes, these third world narratives. And I gotta tell you, while Trump derangement syndrome was all the rage, it felt pretty bad. It felt like it really couldn't get worse. Yeah, this is 10 times worse. This is like night and day. This is so much more dangerous, so much more subversive. I'm looking at the Trump derangement days and I'm thinking, oh boy, I wish we could go back to that. Because while it was extreme, you know, certainly extreme, seeing these pink-haired weirdos weirdos, going on full-blown meltdowns looking like the damn girl from The Exorcist. While that was certainly bad and certainly extreme, yeah, this is extremism. It's a whole level up. And now we're seeing it's taken root, it's taken control, the body is infected, and everywhere you look, when Democrats are coming together, mostly on the streets in these activist events, it's always the same thing. Waving foreign flags, in some case waving terrorist flags, and the rhetoric, well, always again, following this trend.
It's time to build a new nation that represents the people that live here, not these goddamn white men that created this system in 1776. We still living under them laws, and that were white men trying to burn down. Who's free underneath this? We're not even free here. This empire is over. It's time to burn this down. Ask the Native American what the that anthem means to them. Celebrate this bullshit.
Talk.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Justice.
When do we want it?
Now.
If we don't get it,
Burn it down.
if we don't get it,
Burn it down.
You know, we're just hitting late-stage leftism, where delusion and cult adherence to these bogus narratives just kind of runs the day. You know, you listen to the rhetoric there, it's totally counterintuitive. Burn this country down, we're not even free, he proclaims as he's freely screaming with a megaphone on the sidewalk with total impunity, challenging power. You know, that right there is basically a metaphor for the whole thing. It's these people who have convinced themselves that they're trailblazing freedom fighters fighting some great evil boogeyman, some evildoer, an evil force that's keeping marginalized groups down. And it creates, of course, this kind of backwards, this inverted view, this perverse sort of mantling of these supposed groups that are victims, but really aren't. And then, well, I guess they join them. They wear the burqa. They go to the Ayatollah's funeral, like the friggin' useful idiots that they clearly are. But while there may be kind of like a joking connotation around useful idiots, haha, they're idiots, there is nothing funny about this. No, my friends, this is the most dangerous ideological phenomenon that we have ever faced domestically. And I mean, just think about this. America just celebrated 250 years. That's a brand new nation. Sure, things have been good and hunky-dory for a while, but don't get distracted, folks. Don't get complacent, because good times never last, and it's because of people like this. This is a serious frickin' problem. It's probably America's true first real problem since its founding, its first existential threat from within. It's very clear that the Democrat Party is hosting a very serious, very deadly virus. And even they know that's true. There's a reason we keep seeing headlines like this. Governor Josh Shapiro slams socialist New York Democrat Daria Liza Avila Chevalier and warns major battle for the future of the party is coming. There's a reason Democrats are panicking, and it's because they know that what I'm saying and what we're facing is in fact a very serious frickin' issue. Anyways, that's what I got. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.